Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? You can't find a show that does more to give back to the community. I'm your host, Karl Hamburger. With me, as usual, is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
I'm doing well, Karl, but I know the Bills played last night, so if you want to wrap this thing up early, just let me know.
What a game. Should we talk about that? Wow.
I was hoping.
Rank number 2 in the NFL Power Ranking. No, we're not going to talk about that. You know, Mike, there are rumors going around that Why Are You Laughing is doing a surprise live show at Skankfest and that I won't read your super chats. And the latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat. I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. Just a reminder that we will be using the super tip system tonight. Just go to this website, supertip.gg/WATP. It's right up there in the corner with the QR code. And when you go there, you can be part of the show by either giving us a super chat, or you can be the voice of Woke Dad or Aaron Imholt or Stuttering John or Joey C, and they'll read your chat for you. Now, Mike, do you know we start this show? It hasn't even been a week. We're doing a special time. It's prime time. WATS prime time, baby. We can't do Thursday because Mike will be at Skankfest.
Oh, yeah.
And, it hasn't been that long. You probably remember the way that you and I start off. Who are these socials?
I have a rough idea, but I'm imagining people are thinking right now, how are they going to fill time? They just saw each other Thursday. There's no way they could banter again.
Well, you'd be shocked, but here it is.
Here come the guys with the banter. Bunch of frosted tips, yeah. Here come the guys with the banter. The other can't see shit, yeah. Here come the guys with the banter.
And it's interesting you say, how are they going to have a conversation and fill any kind of time when they just had a conversation less than a week ago? I'll tell you, the answer is more jingles.
Now, to discuss the events of the day, banter is the way to reflect on events of the day. Karl and Mike, banter! Banter!
Banter World Order, BWO.
If you're not familiar with this part of the show, I'll introduce it to you. What Mike and I do that no other podcasters do is we start out the show with a little friendly conversation. I call it banter. But it's a nice little friendly conversation between the two of us, getting caught up with each other, maybe discussing the news topics of the day and things like that. A lot of podcasters, they don't want to do that. They want to get right into the show. They got all their prep ready to go. They want to get into it. They don't want to make people wait around and get bored. They're not confident in their ability to have a conversation with their co-host. So they immediately go to the phones and start reading tweets. Mike and I are very confident in our ability to be captivating, to keep an audience interested. And so we just have a little friendly banter. And you know what I want to talk about with you today, Mike?
Please.
Skankfest. You are traveling to Skankfest this weekend. How many have you been to?
All but the first. So I think that this will be the 6th?
Yeah.
7th? Yeah.
Yeah, because it started in 2017.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is your 6th in a row. What are you looking forward to the most? What are you excited about?
Hard to say. Like, honestly, it's weird because the guys, like, when I started going, it was, I think the first year that I went, like, Artie Lang and Jim Gaffigan were the big surprise guests there. Mm-hmm. And now it's like the guys that were no names that I was just a fan of at the time are all the big guests. It's like Gillis, Dan Soder, Tim Dillon, Mark Normand. Like, they were nobodies. I was just a fan of them when I started going. But now, like, those are the big headliners that everyone wants to see. So pretty much any show I'm excited for that I'll be going to.
So those are the comedy shows. There's also live podcasting. You can't go to everything though, right? Like there's shows going on at the same time.
No, yeah, there's a bunch going on at once, so you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to get in line for.
Okay, so you gravitate towards the stand-up.
No, actually, yes and no. I generally gravitate toward if there's a podcast I want to see, I'll head to that before stand-up that I want to see, just because it's harder to get into usually. But then, like, if there's nothing really going on that appetizes me, I'll slip into one of the stand-up shows.
Is Kill Tony at this one, or is he's too big for this?
Well, Tony Hinchcliffe responded to my Instagram.
Really?
I bungled this conversation.
Okay. Now we're
months
gonna get to it.
I posted a clip where I was like, Tony has talked about this before, and basically, Tony has said that Kill Tony is too big a podcast to do Skankfest.
It's an arena show.
That's exactly right. He says it's an arena show. But I said, like, I think it's wise to give one to the fans every once in a while. Like, if you're going to be there, it's Hinchcliffe is there, Brian Redband's there, Cam Patterson's there, Casey Rock, although the whole Kill Tony crew is there.
Yes.
Like, why not do one for the hardcore fans that have supported you since you were nobody, essentially? Like the people that stood by you when you got canceled and all that horse shit. So that was the clip that I posted, and Hinchcliffe responded and was like, this is ridiculous. You have no idea how much it costs to move the show and blah, blah, blah. And I responded, but like I made a typo, so it looked like I was calling him a bum, and then I sent the post before I was done typing, and then I had to make a correction with an asterisk underneath that. So just the conversation was over. I bungled it.
No.
But,
boy.
But after that, Kill Tony was scheduled live at an arena in Vegas. I believe that so there will be a Kill Tony at Skankfest, and I think you can thank me for that. I really believe that.
What arena are they playing? Is it the MGM, like where they have the fights and stuff?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, probably.
Interesting. So you're going to do a recap of your weekend on Blind Mike Project?
Yes. Yeah, whenever I get back, I always spill the deets on what happened.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. We'll live vicariously through you. Those of us who are not going to Skankfest, I should probably get it on my calendar next year and make the trip out because, I got a bone to pick with Louis J. Gomez for snubbing me.
Well, Andy said some nasty things about you and your lady, I believe. I'm not mistaken.
He did. I'm not so upset about that. A lot of people do that. I'm more upset that he won't have us on Skankfest.
Honestly, if you're a comedy fan or podcast fan in general, like I definitely think it's worth it to make it out. I think next year is going to be in New Orleans, is what they're teasing. So,
that's closer to me.
There you go.
All right, I like that. Mike, we got to talk about social media. That's what we do on this show. We review social media. People don't know this. We look at every single thing posted on every social network, and then we pick the best of the best, and that's what we bring to you folks.
That's right.
It's a tedious job. People say, it's a full-time job. This is like 12 full-time jobs that Mike and I do.
We scour every nook and cranny of the internet.
Right. And people think that, but they're not looking at Facebook. Oh, no. We are looking at even Facebook.
Carl Hamburger, you've been down too long in your Facebook feed. Oh, what's becoming of thee?
And when I say that we're looking at all of social media at every post, I mean that you find folks like Ryan Rebulkin, who gave us this in Discord. This is a woman singing a pun, I guess, is the premise of this.
Singing a pun.
You like comedy. I think you're going to enjoy this. I'll just explain for the viewer or the listeners who aren't watching this. She does have pretty big boobs and a lot of cleavage hanging out, which might explain why this is even close to popular.
Singing puns 'cause they're fun. Boop. What is Peter Pan's favorite place to eat out? Wendy's.
Think about that, Mike.
I may not know the Peter Pan verse well enough. I don't get it.
I think Wendy's a character in Peter Pan's story.
Well, that's pretty good.
Then that's a pretty good joke.
Then you could do that with 1,000 movies. Wendy is a popular name in film and television.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's also not a pun, by the way.
It's not a pun, and I don't like the way she cracks herself up as if she didn't know she was going to say that.
I'm such a scamp.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit overacting that I'm not a huge fan of. Well, since we're talking about music, let's head over to Twitter.
Look at this tweet now.
You sent this to me. Now, Fran Drescher's show, The Nanny.
Yes.
When was that on? The 90s?
Early 90s, I believe, yeah. Because
Yeah,
I think it was already on like Nick at Night when I was a kid or something. So
I didn't watch it, so I'm not familiar with this. But apparently this is a parody. You want to set this up at all, or should we just listen to it?
It doesn't. It speaks for itself. I guess the only thing I'll say is Fran Drescher has done everything she can to make herself unlikable in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so she's endorsing this horse shit right here.
I'm Fran Drescher, and I approve this message.
She was working at the White House, what a cool VP. And then Biden stopped his campaign saying, no, not me. What were we to do? Where were we to go? We were out on our fanny. Then suddenly Joe said Kamala's the one to run. She raised millions and endorsements came from everyone. She's got brains, she's got balls, and some walls. She'll soon be President Harris. Who would have guessed that a girl who turned black would find a way to bring hope and joy back? Now the campaign is really bitching.
Watch out, DT.
And Republicans say they're switching.
Come stay and pay.
That the lady who laughs is now the one to save democracy. That girl who just fell out of a coconut tree.
I couldn't quite decide what lane they were in because the coconut tree line feels racist. Am I crazy?
Well, I think they're trying to lean into a few things that they get made fun of for. So, she's the one who laughs. She just turned black. Like they're trying to own. I mean, it's a good strategy to have.
But they're very bad since Trump. Since Trump has existed in politics, they've proven time and again they're very bad at leaning into it. It's a good strategy, but they've never been good at it.
No, it always fails miserably. There's way too much production.
See how I do a very, very incy-bincy.
Speaking of production,
no!
Short now.
Why did that start playing? God damn it!
Spoiler alert!
My computer hates me over here. Apparently, yikes!
Wonder what we're talking about later.
Stuttering John's gonna have a field day with that.
Oh, man.
Lady K doesn't know how to use computers. Apparently, its audio just started up on a separate tab.
And he makes fun of my interviews.
Yes. All right. Well, that's Kamala. I'm sure I'll be voting for Kamala now that we've seen that video.
That turned
That's
a lot of
convinced
people.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, I do need someone to save democracy. This tagline they've been trying to use, it doesn't even make sense to me. It's like if you want democracy, you only have one choice. Like, well, do you know what democracy is? I only have one choice. Sounds like you're the one who's ruining democracy. I'm confused.
The fangirling over politicians is what's weird.
Yeah.
I really believe they would win more people over if they were like, just like, she's better than Trump. She's not great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just be realistic about it. Like,
yeah, like I think that would get more people that aren't already going to vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala, sorry.
That's actually a funny take. That would be funny if that was like the campaign. Just like, is she perfect? Of course not. No one even liked her 2 months ago. Everyone hated her. But whatever. This is our choice.
Trump's crazy, Like, so we can't vote for him.
Well, since we're on Twitter, Psychotic in our Discord posted this. If you want to be part of the show and help us prep for the show, we appreciate that. Go to whoarethese.com. There's a link to our Discord server on there, and it's free to join. You go over there. There's a channel for Who Are These Socials. People post different social media clips because I'll be honest, I don't watch every single thing there is on social media. I was lying. I was fibbing before.
Oh, my God.
I know.
I don't know what to believe.
I'm sorry. I got caught in a lie just now, and I'm very embarrassed. My face is red. So Psychotic posted this, and this is pretty cool. A police robot is going up to a motel room where there's a guy camping out, and they're trying to get him out of there. He's surrounded by the police. He won't leave. He's armed. And so they say, well, let's just send a police robot up there and see what that guy can do. And Johnny Five has never been more action-packed than he is here. All right.
Multiple shots were fired and
Sorry, let me back that up real quick.
a standoff where multiple shots were fired and one person was injured.
39-year-old Felix De La Rosa was wanted for a parole violation. That's why officers tracked him to the hotel. But when he fired shots, they called in the Lubbock County SWAT team. At one point, we saw and heard him fire at a bomb squad robot. Take a listen. It sprayed tear gas into De La Rosa's hotel room. Initially, De La Rosa tried to fight the robot, even throwing sheets and what looked like towels at it, but that didn't stop the robot from deploying gas. We watched as De La Rosa crawled out of that window and onto the ground where the robot pinned him until officers took him into custody.
Dude, this is the craziest thing. The end of this video. So the robot smashes through the glass and just shoots tear gas into the motel room. So he like crawls out of the window and is obviously very distraught, lays down, and then the robot climbs on top of him and pins him to the ground.
Imagine showing like Joe Rogan that newscast 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think he would have quit podcasting.
Whoa. I knew it. This is it. This is the future.
It is crazy, though. Like, if that was in a movie, you'd be like, well, that's too ridiculous. The man started fighting the robot.
Dude, he threw a sheet over it as if like the robot can't see it. It's like, oh no, where am I? I don't know what's going on. And then he shoots his gun at it. It's this big fucking metal robot. So that's fucking cool, man.
Jesus. We're
Not
going
usually
to a
on the
scary place. But I
Not
like
usually on the side of law enforcement, but, you know, if they got robots, then I surrender. You got
Is
me.
Chili DeCastro going to be berating this robot at some point?
Could you imagine if he starts harassing robots now? These police robots.
You thought they were inhuman before.
We're going to head over to YouTube. I have a special treat for my buddy Mike that he's going to enjoy quite a bit. But first, let's get caught up with some...
Yay, super chats.
Yay, super chats. Michael C. says, Lazy K, disavow the Sandusky network.
Will you?
What's your take on the Sandusky network?
I mean, I disavow pedophiles.
Me too.
I think a pedophile came up with the name, and they have to change it now. It's their duty.
Yes, of course. That's how that works.
And then we'll all go back to... I just tweeted a clip from Boston Sports Talk Radio. Mark Bertrand was criticizing Belichick. I don't fully know the context, but it was something to do with Kraft and Belichick. Mm-hmm. And I guess Kraft wanted Belichick to wear some pin for like an anti-Semitism foundation that he has. And Mark Bertrand goes, who wouldn't want to wear a pin to stop anti-Semitism? Oh, I know, anti-Semites. And it's
hilarious.
like, well, what a leap that is.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What does that stop?
Because I won't wear this pin. Well, I always loved the helmets, and they stopped doing it this year, but in the back of the helmet, it would say like end racism.
Yeah.
And then some guys just wouldn't put anything on there. They just have the team name or something. Just like, that guy's obviously pro-racism because he won't even...
racism, man.
Yeah, I mean, you won't put end racism on the back of your helmet.
Yeah. It's not that Bill Belichick found it silly.
Yeah, there's only one guy. It's not that Bill Belichick thought that wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
It was a waste of everyone's time. He's obviously an anti-Semite. Douche of the Devil vs. $2. He says, go check out my Skulls Acoustic Misfits parody. Oh, nice. I will. This guy killed it on WATP with his acoustic Bloody Ass song. I don't know if you've heard
yes. That was him.
That was amazing.
Kudos, sir.
Really well done. I got to get that on the board so I can play it. Dame Taft, $5. You kids crack me up. I tune in for the yucks and the steamy homoeroticism.
Well, the banter section is over.
Yeah, and the homoerotic section is coming up very soon. Koof is here. Koof, $3. Thank you for not killing yourselves. Thank you for not killing yourself, Koof. Koof follows us all around and always thanks us for this, and I appreciate Koof. We hung out in Vegas.
It's a nice reminder.
He's a good egg, for sure.
Just do it. Look at other guys in the gym shower and start some banterbation. Just do it.
Carl, I think you're taking the banter a step too far.
Oh, there's that homoeroticism that we were talking about earlier. I didn't even realize that happened.
I heard Rob Saul today refer to you as a real just do it. It feels
what does he think that means? I'm not calling him gay.
It feels like, and now this is a stretch.
Okay.
It feels like they're replacing an old-fashioned slur.
Yeah. He's a just do it get. That's hilarious. I didn't watch any of John's show today because it's a waste of my time.
Yeah, it was.
We did do a bonus episode of Who Are These Podcasts, Living in the Past, Stuttering John. Just got done recording that. Another fantastic episode. But what were Rob and John talking about? How the shitwayer should rename his show, and I'm gonna just do it.
Oh, you did watch.
I mean, what are they talking about over there? It's so boring.
Same horse shit. It was a waste of my time.
It's so crazy. Fucking reruns. Anonymous $5 says that QR code on the screen does nothing. Am I going to scan that with my phone while I'm watching the phone that I'm watching on? In the description and pinned in the chat for the win, sir. I know I forgot to pin it in the chat. I should put it in the description. That's a very good point as well. It's a very simple URL, supertip.gg/WATP. You figured it out, Anonymous. How dare you? Yeah. But you're right. I should have that pinned in the chat. I'm an idiot.
Hawk to all over your little baby whiners.
Oh, that's exciting. Balin Dupree doing Hawk Tua?
We mentioned, I think maybe last week or something, we mentioned those two getting together. That would be a good podcast.
That'd be amazing.
I need money for my rape dungeon. I mean art studio. Okay. I did an art class at the local black frat. 6 dicks later. And a black eye. Well, I'm on welfare. Stay safe, Newports.
All right. Very good one, Dad. Thanks, guys.
Some hijinks.
Thank you very much for participating in the Super Tips system. Let's get back to the program. And this is Brian Karem's son, Wyatt Carum.
You mentioned this to me before the show, and there are many times where you say, I've got a treat for you, and I get excited. But this is a guy, like, I forget he exists, and then when I remember he exists, I get so excited because it's so horrible, the content that he puts out.
So what we've seen from Wyatt Carum is TikTok and Instagram, very short skits, or maybe just like one joke from his stand-up show.
Bizarrely short, yeah.
This is an entire open mic set.
Excellent.
So we get to really see what Wyatt Karem's up to when it comes to stand-up. Take it away.
All right, keep that energy going for our next comedian. Give it up for Wyatt Carum.
Oh, so I've recently reached rock bottom in my life. Yeah, no, I work at Target, and the other day I was wondering, do we have to have the Target logo on our uniforms? Because I feel like there's a lot of problems with gun violence in this country, and now I'm a literal walking target. Ugh. And have you seen the toilets there?
Wow, who would have come up with that? I mean, that's like a brilliant comedic mind. Like, you know, the logo looks like a Target, and it's called Target. Like, that could be like used as like a Target.
For an open mic, it's not terrible. We just said Target way too many times.
You didn't think that was terrible? They got a reaction like this.
He transitioned so smoothly, though, into the next topic that I could barely tell he was bombing.
No, I'm not a stand-up comic, as everybody knows. But I do perform at playing bands and things. And there's something that I know about performing. It's that you want to start strong, you want to end strong.
Sure.
That's the most important part of putting on a performance. So he thought, I'm going to lead with my Target material about how a Target logo looks like a Target.
He's going so fast. Target. Next topic.
Can you imagine, guys? Gun violence, Targets? All right, moving on. Bathrooms.
Ugh. And have you seen the toilets there? Oh, man. Talk about a place that needs a Target. It's almost like a Six
We
Flags,
got it. It's called Target.
I think he's saying that people are shitting next to the toilet instead of in the toilet, I guess. I don't know. Mike goes, I understand. I get jokes, Carl.
Have you seen the toilets there? Oh, man. Talk about a place that needs a Target. It's almost like a Six Flags, water park ride where it's like 90% piss and only 10% water in there. Ugh. I know. It's honestly ironic that Target...
Yeah, what do you mean?
It's a bathroom.
It's 90% piss and 10% water because people don't aim well? What do you mean?
Why is it any water?
I mean, there is water in toilets, but...
in the toilet, but he's saying like outside of the toilet.
Yeah. I guess.
It should be 90% piss and 10% water.
Yeah. If there's a puddle in front of the urinal, that's all piss. All of that is piss. Okay.
No, it's honestly ironic that Target always misses the target. Kind of like me.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you guys ever go to Target? Like the Target misses the target at the Target?
That's the point of the name. It's not that he noticed. Like wait a minute. Wait a second. It's called Target.
Target. Do they even know what a Target is? Yes.
It's not an accident, like some double entendre that they weren't aware of.
Fucking idiot.
That Target always misses the target. Kind of like me in the bedroom with my girlfriend. I'm sorry, babe. I'm trying. I'm getting better, right? It's kind of what I imagine working in hell to be like. Although, now that I think about it, I think that's unfair to the fine folks that work at the DMV. But it does get pretty bad.
Place.
Like, these little cliques start to form with the coworkers, like in West Side Story. So I go around and start snapping all of them like this.
Was West Side Story cliques? Or were they gangs? Does he know what a clique is?
It's interesting because I always give, like, we're watching an open mic, so I like to give some amount of leeway.
Sure.
But DMV was a hack joke in the 90s. Like,
correct. Yeah.
He's too young for that to even be a reference for him. Well, actually, how old is Brian Carum?
He's 30, I think.
Okay, borderline, but still,
He's probably about your age, but
yeah.
He also, West Side Story is also quite a dated reference.
Yeah, he's a very old man, but not not in an endearing way at all.
Right.
Like, these little cliques start to form with the coworkers, like in West Side Story. So I go around and start snapping all of them like this. Unfortunately, I work with a bunch of high schoolers, and they don't get the reference. So they all just think I have Tourette's. I will say some of the coworkers I do fuck with. Like, this one girl came up to me the other day and was like, "Hey, Wyatt, if it wasn't an STD, don't you think chlamydia would be a beautiful name for a little girl?" And so I tried to be all smooth. I was like, "Well, yes, why don't we go back to my place and we have a little chlamydia."
You've heard this before?
Joke before? Yeah.
Well, he also stumbles on it. I got to back this up because this is bad.
Wasn't an STD, don't you think chlamydia would be a beautiful name for a little girl? And so I tried to be all smooth. I was like, "Well, yes, why don't we go back to my place and we have a little chlamydia."
Now, the other thing, too, I mentioned like starting strong and ending strong. Also, if you're going to stutter or stammer, always on the punchline. That's when you want to do it, not during the setup.
What's lucky for him is I'm distracted by the punchline itself. His pickup line is, "What if you and I start a family together?"
Yeah, right. Well, how about we come back to my place and I get you pregnant? Definitely not. You're a target
name the
employee.
child and raise it together.
Yeah, right. You're a target employee. No, thank you. But
it turns out she was just quoting her favorite movie to me, which apparently is the thing we're doing now. We're talking in movie quotes instead of having real conversations. So I tried it out with my girlfriend. She was like, "You want to have sex?" And I was like, "Well, the
so it
force is
literally
strong."
was stolen. It's from a movie.
yes. Okay. That makes sense.
Why would he present it that way?
I know, because people are going to be sitting there just like you and being like, "I've heard this before."
That's exactly, that was my first thought.
It's not. So he was watching a movie and wrote that joke. He's like, "Oh, you know what would be funny?" Oof. Okay.
So I tried it out with my girlfriend. She was like, "You want to have sex?" And I was like, "Well, the force is strong with this one." Unfortunately for me, after we were done, she hit me with the other famous Star Wars quote, "Much to learn you still have."
Is that a famous Star Wars quote? I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Much to learn you still have?
Yoda.
No, I'm familiar with the character.
He doesn't have to say it for it to be a quote from the movie. It's just, you can imagine him saying it. Come on.
Sounds like something he would say, probably.
We can all picture it.
And then I say to my girlfriend, "Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep." And she's like, "Oh, R2.
I regret showing her those fucking movies. And, you know, another thing about Target that's annoying is now everyone expects me to be an expert of every product in the damn store.
Yep,
Like,
that's what we
I mentioned
expect of
before, I
Target
work with
workers.
a bunch of high schoolers. I'm clearly not an expert of anything except for dropping out of college. I mean, one guy came up to me and asked me what toothbrush was best. I handed him a toilet brush. A woman came up to me and asked which electric toothbrush was best, and I handed her a vibrator. I figure you could put both in your mouth.
I don't...
Okay, this is Chad Zuback level material right now. So a customer comes up and says, "Which is the best toothbrush?" I mean, the entire scenario is retarded.
Toilet... It's ridiculous. At least it's a brush.
Right.
Then when the lady says, "What's an electric toothbrush?" Why wouldn't you hand her a television? Like, just anything that uses electricity.
Right, and they don't sell vibrators at Target. I've been to many Targets. There isn't like
That's
a
a good
section.
point, too, yeah.
You know, you don't have to go behind a curtain in some area.
Ah, jeez.
You
Well,
know, the sex toys.
let me go over to the vibrator bin that's overflowing.
Are these the discount vibrators, sir? You work here?
And what is this stereotype that we all think Target employees are geniuses?
They're so
but actually
competent.
they're not.
They're so competent. It's amazing. You can ask them anything. They have the answer for you. It's not the Home Depot. It's a very different scenario. You're like, "Hey, can you tell me which of these two TVs is better?" Like, yeah, they're both TVs. Like, okay, thank you. I thought that's what you're gonna tell me.
I've been to plenty of Targets. I've never had a lot of questions.
Right. The merchandise kind of presents itself there.
And so this shirt is significantly less expensive than good shirts. That's what you're...
And AC/DC, is that a rock band or
interesting.
the kids like this? What is this?
To me and asked which electric toothbrush was best, and I handed her a vibrator. I figure you could put both in your mouth.
puts a vibrator in their mouth?
Hold on. I got to back this up. I know. That's so stupid. I got to back this up because, I mean, the vibrators do go in mouths. I've seen it on the internet. But I want you to listen. Don't listen to him. Listen to the audience. I heard there's a woman in there just going, oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's very subtle, but listen for this.
I handed him a toilet brush. A woman came up to me and asked which electric toothbrush was best, and I handed her a vibrator. I figure you could put both in your mouth. The weirdest...
Did you hear that? I think it was two different women. The one was like, oh, my God. The other was like, oh, my God. That's not a good reaction at a comedy show. Why is he doing this?
Maybe it's because he's so edgy. He's outraging the people.
Request was when someone came up to me and asked where we kept our dogs and cats. So I just pointed to the frozen meat section.
What?
Are there a lot of pets you can purchase at a Target?
Someone walked in and said, where do you keep your dogs and cats?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like such a It feels like he had the idea, I want to make a joke about people eating dogs and cats.
Hilarious. I'm with you. Let's go.
But there's no route of getting there. He's like, well, I guess they could be at the frozen food section in Target.
Oh, dude, that's a great joke. You should do that at Skankfest. Dude, if you can get up on stage, you got to do that joke. That's good stuff.
Ruin my life to rip off Wyatt Carum's bit.
You don't even know how funny you are right now. Wow.
I used to try at my job, but now I've just completely given up. People come up to me and ask me questions, and I just go, oh, it's just a fucking red shirt, man. I don't actually work here. Go bother that guy over there. The sad thing is the guy over there actually was a poor fucker just doing his shopping, so. I mean, the worst day ever, though, for me on the job was a customer asked me to bend over and get something for her, so I bent over and ripped the whole backside of my pants, exposing to her and everyone in the whole store a bright full moon and 2 incoming asteroids.
Everyone in the whole store saw this, Mike.
His hemorrhoids is what he's saying? He's
I suppose. Is there some video display like you're at a U2 concert at a Target that I'm not aware of where everyone in the store will see an employee bending over to grab a product for a customer?
They get on that loudspeaker and they're like, check out the asshole that just ripped his pants.
What an asshole.
No. I have severe clinical depression, and I was never happy gun shops were...
He has severe what? Hold on, I got to back that up. I got to hear what that word is. Hold on.
No. I have severe clinical depression.
Oh, clinical.
Oh, okay.
Clinical depression. I thought
clinical depression.
I thought you said chronicle. What's a chronicle? Okay, sorry, Wyatt. As you were, sir.
He's been documenting it.
The Depression Chronicles, starring Wyatt Carum.
And I was never happy gun shops were a thing until I started working at Target, and I'm a Democrat.
What? Was that the tag? And I'm a Democrat?
He has clinical depression.
All right, let's analyze this together. You ready? I'm going to back this up.
All right.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
Exposing to her and everyone in the whole store a bright full moon and 2 incoming asteroids.
Right.
No. I have severe clinical depression, and I was never happy gun shops were a thing until I started working at Target. And I'm a Democrat.
I suppose he's saying if gun shops weren't a thing, Target would sell the guns?
No. I think he's saying he wants to murder the customers. I think he's saying, thank goodness I can arm myself and one day shoot up the Target that I work at. Wait. Even a Democrat would want to murder everyone in a mass shooting episode. I think that's what he's saying.
No, he's happy gun shops are a thing.
Yeah, also, I've never heard someone who, is anti-Second Amendment or whatever, wants gun control to be like, I'm not happy that gun shops are a thing. Well, it's the guns that are the problem, right? Not
right, listen, people have made the argument, is it the person or the gun?
Yeah, not the gun
shop has taken very little blame in all this.
And I'm a Democrat.
It's the actual salesmen that are at fault.
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't like these guys who own these places.
Oof. Yeah, the only other time I felt this kind of...
I've never heard a stand-up say oof so much after their own punchlines. It happens a lot, oof. Anyway.
He's got some on him.
Ooh. Yeah, the only other time I felt this kind of disdain was when I dated my ex-girlfriend, who was just like a McDonald's cheeseburger. She was fast and cheap and came with a toy inside her box. It just wasn't my toy. Ooh. You know, I went...
Oh!
These are not well thought out, Wyatt.
No. She's like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
I'll tell you what's smart about his jokes, though.
Oh, please.
Is like, he bombed here, and I can't even really digest it. I'm still on the gun shop thing. I don't get what he's working at. Why is he happy gun shops exist? So he can buy one?
I would love for you to just stand up and do time out, Wyatt. Hold on. I got to process this gun joke
One at
first.
a time,
Yeah,
buddy.
whoa.
Jesus.
Back up. Come on. Could you imagine if you could pause live comedy shows? I'd not stop. You stand up going, what the fuck was that? Did anybody?
Hold on. I didn't get that one.
Do it again.
Ooh. You know, I went years after that without having sex. Learn what it was like to be a priest. And I don't know how those fuckers do it without wanting to kill themselves, if I'm being honest. Like, I think that's how, you know, the whole suicide sends you to hell thing was invented. Otherwise, our streets would just be layered with a bunch of dead priests.
Has anyone, I know it's a new story, is anyone informed of all the kid fucking that happened?
Yeah, no, they're getting laid.
Yeah.
they're
I don't know
getting
if I
laid.
call it getting laid.
I mean, they're getting some.
Yeah, it was... you know, on another subject that's maybe a little bit better, who here has ever thought when they saw their pets, hey, I wonder what those fuckers could think if they could talk? Anyone?
I wonder what those fuckers could think if they could talk.
Yeah, I've wondered it. I'm not quite so angry and crass about it, but I've wondered it.
No. The way you would say that is, I wonder if they could talk. I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what they could think. Let me play that again.
That's a good point.
That's just incorrect.
There's so many layers.
Yeah, hold on. Let me play
how
that
bad this is.
Yeah,
a little bit better. Who here has ever thought when they saw their pets, hey, I wonder what those fuckers could think if they could talk? Anyone?
I wonder what they could think if they could talk.
They can think.
Well, I guess.
That much has been scientifically proved.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Right. I mean, they bark when someone comes to the door.
They move around.
Yeah, right.
They react
Make
to
decisions
things.
on where to go. Sure.
Yeah.
Anyone? Thank God, it wasn't just a high thought I had the other night. But yeah, no, I discovered the other night when I was smoking weed that my dog actually started talking to me, and boy, he's a fucking pervert, man. He stands there and just stares at me and my girl going at it, and you know, like we're on his own personal Pornhub. And I'm like, ugh. I tried to take him out of the room, but he almost gnawed my arm off, so I'm guessing now my dog is a porn addict. You should have seen how mad he got when we were doing it doggy style. He got up in my face and was like, hey, that's cultural appropriation, bitch.
So there's something there. It was too predictable.
Yeah.
He had to get to the punchline a lot quicker on it.
Yeah.
But there's something.
Yeah, the doggy style line is okay. Calling that cultural appropriation, that's not bad.
Sure.
But there's so much on the way there. There's so much wreckage.
That's the problem. That's the problem. My dog almost gnawed my arm off, so I want to watch us have sex. And
If you were driving to Disney World and there was a 75-car pileup, you wouldn't be like, yeah, Splash Mountain was pretty fun.
You're saying that the travel to get there was too arduous for us to enjoy it? Is that what you're saying?
For instance, he calls it porn. He says the dog is addicted to porn. If I watch a couple fuck each other, I don't say, hey, I have a porn addiction.
Right.
Like, that's just not what that is. There's also a little bit of, I hate to say it, little Tom Myers in there where he's like, oh man, I was so high. That's what made me think of this. Like, you guys have been high before?
You guys ever heard about this weed thing?
Yeah, it's pretty,
I
like to crazy thoughts, man.
I like to think someone's a cuck and they're like, wait, you were watching your girl have sex? Yeah, I have a porn addiction. Of course I'm watching my girlfriend have sex with another guy. It's an addiction. It's for porn. Yeah, right.
Porn.
It's not porn. You're watching someone rail your girlfriend.
Do you ever think they ever wonder what human style is like? You know, drunk, lazy, and under 5 minutes? Ooh. Yeah. I will say I'm happy my cat can't fucking talk. They're serial killers. One threw a dead squirrel in front of me once when I was smoking weed, and, you know, I was conceived by Missouri and Kentucky blood, so that high started kicking in right when I was staring at that squirrel, and suddenly, like, I got a "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo, love Trump, and I was like, well, goddamn, that squirrel looks fucking good. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you, guys.
Oh, wow.
That's his closer?
Well, that was his close. His opener was garbage. His closer was even worse. What the fuck did that mean?
Close on cultural appropriation.
Yes, right.
I take it all back. It was a great joke. Close on that.
Mike Geary, what the fuck did that mean?
I don't know.
I'm glad my cat can't talk because he threw down a squirrel and then there's a Trump tattoo or something.
That's like bong. I hate to keep invoking my buddy, but that's bong hit transplant territory. Where it's like, what is he talking? I don't even know how his brain got there. That's very interesting.
Yeah, none of us could follow that, Wyatt. But
he's a little mush-mouthed though. Like he said, "Don't trend on me." Like he kind of stumbles over his words a little bit.
He's nervous and high, I think.
High?
Probably a bad combination.
That must have led to some hilarity.
Oh gosh, he's so high, so baked. Yeah. Everything he talks about is like, oh, so I was high at my house the other day. I'm like, yeah, well, you should probably like go outside and do stuff. Might lead to better comedy.
What Sheba does to you, man?
Oh God! All right, I got to get away from Wyatt Carum and his YouTube channel called Wyatt's Riots. Riots with an apostrophe S, by the way. I hate to bring the grammar hammer down on him, but that's not correct.
He owns the riot.
Yeah, apparently, yes. That's not how that works, Wyatt, you idiot. But he's probably high when he named it. So let's get out of here. Let's head over to Instagram.
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
All right, so I think I'm mad at you and Bush Wookie.
Yes. Hey, he's the problem here. He got me into this.
Okay, so this is a guy named Keenan Bank.
Yeah.
And let's just get right into it. Let's see what Keenan Bank is up to. Oh, do you want to set this up?
I have a story about this guy that you can probably surmise from these videos. That's all.
This might be the last time I ever talk to you, so go ahead. What's your story?
But Bush Wookie reached out to me and said, this is a guy, I think, from like his town or something. I don't know if he knows him personally, but he was just like, I'm so irritated by this guy that I had to show him to you. Okay. So I also have a follow-up story about what Bush Wookie told me about this gentleman.
Oh.
But you'll probably be able to guess it once you see the first video here.
Okay. All right, let's check this out.
How much for this bib?
These ones are $8.99.
That's a good price. I'm surprised.
These ones are all waterproof. Of course, these ones are 100% cotton. The bandana ones are double-sided, so you could wear them on the print side or the solid side.
Oh, okay.
And you could also open it up and use it as like a burp cloth or to like clean up messes.
I'll buy this one?
This one?
Yeah.
For sure. There you go. Cash or card?
Cash. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So
really?
you said this is reversible, right?
Yes.
So it's like double-sided?
Yes.
I feel like I should pay double. Can I give you a $10 tip? Yeah, you can keep that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think this is a great price, a great product.
I appreciate it.
And you're really nice too, so.
Thank you. Oh, yay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice. If you had one message to the world, what would that be?
Be kind. Kindness goes a long way.
Huh?
So this guy is at one of these craft things.
Yeah.
And this woman selling her bibs, her little bibbies that she has. And the guy goes, oh, it's $10? Here, I'll give you 20. And he thought that was so powerful. He not only had to make an Instagram reel about it, we had to put that music in the background to kind of give us the feeling that how powerful.
Well, that's what really gets the tear ducts working. That music really that makes you think, imagine if someone handed me $10.
I just want you to know, Mike, how deeply offensive this is to me. That people are spreading kindness on the internet. This goes against everything I stand for.
It's not spreading kindness, though. In no way is it spreading kindness. It's him filming himself, so you say how great a guy he is. And the people are like nonplussed. He's like, hey, keep it. And they're like,
she's like,
nice,
oh, okay.
thanks.
$10? All right,
okay,
thanks.
cool. But the caption is always, and then this happened in all caps. It's like, ooh, but nothing ever happens. It's that's what you see. And the reaction, I look through a lot of these videos, the reaction is always like, oh, thanks, man.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Now, I don't like to...
Well, hold on a second, Mike. Do you think that $10 Canadian can't change someone's life? Is it because you're acting like this woman wasn't just given a favor that's equivalent to winning the lottery? Is that what you're saying?
Imagine if she invests that, you know?
Yeah, compound interest. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. He really gave her like a lifetime worth of savings. But like, I don't like to brag about this. I don't talk about it on shows a lot. Every once in a while, when I get out of an Uber, go back into the app, throw him $5.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I don't like to make a big thing of it, but this guy inspired me to.
You should
pass
probably
on
start
my kindness.
posting that. You should probably start posting that on social media when you do that. I think it'd be
It's
a lot of people
screen
excited.
recording of me going through my apps, getting an Uber with just melodramatic music.
You're like 3 stars. Didn't love the music, but here's $2.
Oh
Wow!
playing in the background.
Amazing. All right, let's see another example of what an amazing hero this guy is.
How much for these roses?
I think there's a price tag, $12.
Are they fresh?
Let me see.
They look pretty fresh.
Yeah, I'd say they're a couple days old at least.
Oh, okay. Is this your business or?
This is not mine, but I do work here.
Oh, right.
I don't own the place.
Yeah, I'll buy those.
Yeah, for sure. So your total is going to be $13.55. How long before you think you can get it back in water?
I'm gonna give it to a random stranger.
Okay. I'll just wrap up the bottom and you should be good.
I actually want to give you a tip. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them?
You can have it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Ever received a tip?
Yeah.
Talking about $6. Okay. I just want to point out
the guy breezed by his friend. He was expecting a big. He's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna give it to a stranger. And the guy's like, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you spent $13.55, and now you're tipping me $6.45. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Ever received a tip?
Yeah, but not that big, man. Thank you. So you're giving this away. Would you like me to wrap a ribbon around here as well?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Hi. Would you like free flowers today? I just
Okay.
bought them. Just blessing a stranger.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
If you had one positive message to the world, what would that be?
Think of others before yourself.
Wow. What's happening to my show right now, Mike? What are you doing? What are you and Bush Wookie doing to my show right now?
We're spreading kindness.
I hate you, and I hate this. So this actually happened to me just 2 weekends ago. My wife and I were out at a restaurant we don't normally go to, and it was kind of it's in the city, but it's kind of a towny kind of place. Okay. A lot of people knew each other around the bar and stuff. And this guy comes up to us, and he offers my wife flowers. And I've been to places in the city for long enough to know, yeah, all right, moving along, buddy. We're good. Thank you, but no thanks. We got it. Yeah. Because I know what's coming next. You know, well, if you want to contribute. But this guy literally is a florist or something, or has this huge garden, and he goes in there and gives flowers to people. It's just a very nice gesture. And my immediate response was, get the fuck away from me and my wife, please, sir.
You're part of the problem. You're the reason kindness needs to be spread.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I'm surprised that he would walk up to this woman who's just there shopping. And he's like, hey, you want this flower? I'd be like, no, I'm good. Now I got to carry around a fucking flower with me? Why would I want that?
You're very focused on the flowers when I'm focused on the guy who was tipped $6. And when he was asked, do you ever get tips? He replied, yes.
I do. There's literally a tip chart sitting in front of him.
Yes, I do.
It's implied that you should tip. Wow. Amazing stuff.
So this is like a trend on the internet, by the way. But the reason I found this Keenan Bank guy hilarious is like Mr. Beast does this shit.
Sure.
Where he'll go up to...
But with millions of dollars.
Yeah, he'll give people Lamborghinis.
Yeah, right. It's a very different.
Just $1,000 in cash or whatever the fuck. Like, what's interesting about this guy is he's like, I could be Mr. Beast, but with pennies.
Right.
Wouldn't that be fascinating?
What would your day be like if you now had $6.50 Canadian in your pocket? About the same as it was. Thanks, though, man. Appreciate it.
Virtually indistinguishable.
Yeah. This can't even make a dent in anything, but okay. All right, we got one more of these because Mike hates me and you, the audience. Vote for Karl at... Oh, wait.
We should start voting.
Different show. All right.
Do you have, like, anything to eat? I have an exam and...
I have a muffin.
A muffin? Yeah.
So this woman is standing there. She obviously
This is my favorite one.
She just got... Yeah, this is crazy. She just got food. She's got, like, a to-go container with a fruit salad on top of that. And then a little bag with, like, I guess she says there's a muffin in there. And she obviously just bought this and is walking somewhere to eat it. And the guy goes, hey, man, you got any food? So this is crazy.
Do you have, like, anything to eat? I have an exam and...
I have a muffin.
A muffin? Yeah, sure. I just need some energy. A fruit, too? Are you sure?
Sure.
And a muffin?
Sure.
If you don't mind. I'll pay you back. What's your name?
Michaela.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Michaela, I actually don't need this today because you're willing to literally give me like your lunch.
Yeah.
Can I give you $300?
I can't. No, I can't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I feel so bad. No, I can't.
No, you're so nice. You gave me your fruit and muffin.
No,
I practically stole half your dinner.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Are you
give
sure?
the next person, yeah.
If you had one message to the world, what would that be?
To be positive.
Okay. This one I'm super annoyed with. And I'll
You
tell
can
you
imagine
why.
if he gave her that $300, though, right? How nice that would have been.
I'll tell you why I'm super annoyed with this. She looks at the $300 and her eyes get big. She's like, "Oh, okay, $300. That looks pretty good." She goes politely. She goes, "Oh no, I can't. Like I'm not here to make $300 today." And then there's a moment where her hand is taken off of her to-go container to go reach for the money, and he goes, "Okay." Watch the
too slow.
Watch this again because she definitely wants this money.
Lunch? Can I give you $300?
I can't. No, I can't.
It's
Are
right
you sure?
Yeah, I
here.
feel so bad. No, I can't.
No, you're so nice. You gave me your fruit and muffin.
No,
I practically stole half your
right
dinner.
there. She's like, "Oh no."
Are you
give the
sure?
next person, yeah.
If you had one
just
message
shove
to
it
the
back in my
world, what would
wallet,
that be?
To be positive.
This is why I was so annoyed with this video specifically.
Yeah.
Is because he could have insisted more. Like, "No, seriously, here's $300. Thank you. You did a good deed today. I just wanted to capture that."
That's the point of the video. You should
put it in her
make
hand.
Take the $300.
Yes, put the $300 in her hand.
The only way the video is worth posting is, even then that's arguable, but the only way the video is worth posting is if she takes the $300.
Are you trying to spread joy on my show right now?
I really am. Well, so
Are
I
you
had
and
one,
Keenan in cahoots?
I
Do you
had
know
one
this
bit
guy?
I had one bit of information to add about our friend Keenan. According to Bush Wookie, he was not able to find the post for me. I guess Keenan probably took it down. But there was one video specifically that got a bunch of interaction. A lot of these have a lot of interaction. He has like 400,000 followers, but he hasn't posted in a couple months. And I think that might be because of this story where some girl took to Facebook to post how creepy he was afterwards and how he kept messaging her. So if you can believe it, you can believe it, this guy doesn't have pure intentions, I don't think.
Aren't I a nice guy? Don't you think my dick should be wetter than it is right now? Because it's very dry right now. I'm a very nice guy.
I did give you $4 earlier today. You remember me, yes?
Yes. Actually, that would be funnier if he was at a strip club getting a lap dance. He's like, "How about an extra 20?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "What are you going to do for me for it?" It's like, "Oh, I thought you were just tipping me $20. I didn't realize I had to give you a hand job now, but okay. Fair enough."
He basically was doing that, just not at a strip club.
Basically, yes. What a weird dude.
Yeah, and like I said, it's following kind of an internet trend, but like to the tiniest degree. And
Yes.
just trying to fool people into feeling something with that music.
Yeah, the music doesn't fool me at all. I know for a fact that a tip of $6 is not impressive in any single way.
But imagine if that guy gave someone else $6, paid it forward.
Speaking of giving people money.
Super chat now. God's gonna read a super chat. Super chat. Oh, come on now. Mike would do it, but he can't. Hey! Woo!
Dame Taft with another $5. Wow, this is after Dame Taft already gave us $5. That's $10. You should make an Instagram reel about this.
He's spreading kindness. I've
This is
inspired
amazing.
people here today.
Mike, trace the contours of my face with your fingertips and tell me of my true beauty that only you can see.
You got it.
See you in Vegas. Could you imagine some guy walks up to you, "Hey, I'm Dame Taft, and I was the guy."
You wouldn't have to say anything. I'd be like, all right,
my
let me
face."
feel.
I actually met Dame Taft in Rochester. We were hanging out.
Handsome guy.
Great guy. Rocco Orby 2002.
That wasn't what I asked.
Yeah, I know. Rocco Orby 2002, $5. Mike, have you and your lady ever tried to emulate AI or Al Pacino's tango dance scene from Scent of a Woman? Good question.
No.
Oh.
I'm
Mike-
not familiar enough with that movie, but
Mike doesn't
I'll
want to be
have give it a
forthcoming
rewatch.
today, apparently. Mike's a little shy today.
I'm a private guy, sir.
Dang Lizard in the house. I know Dang Lizard has his own song.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks
for the super chat. Dang Lizard is always there to lend Carl a helping hand with his club foot.
That's an old school one right there. Dang Lizard 5 euros says, if JDI, just to do it, wasn't a disease, wouldn't it be a great name for a gay guy from some Rochester basement? And SJ says, I'm not a homophobe. No, you're not, John. Definitely, not. Next picks. I got to tell you, we were doing this Living in the Past with Stuttering John episode just a little while ago. And it's the fifth episode we've done where we go back and listen to John's show before the Dabbleverse existed back in 2018 when he was podcasting. And it's great because he was explaining how you can't call things gay. That's against the rules. And you can't call women fat. And you can't do this. You can't do that. It's very funny.
He would never do those things.
PC John. It's very funny when we hear him lay out what the rules are. You can't call things retarded. That's against the rules.
I think today they called Shuli's wife a farm animal. So I'm glad he's stuck to the...
Well, that's okay because she was on YouTube once.
Right.
So I can say anything I want about her. He's always got a justification for his awful behavior. Next picks, $7 says Wyatt Carum has me begging for the comedy stylings of Tom Myers. Wow.
Oh, Tom's much more polished than Wyatt Carum. You got to give him that.
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
His jokes are just as bad, though. Just as bad.
Don't know about that.
I do know about that. They're just as bad. You're crazy.
He could gussy up that Target joke pretty good.
You're crazy, Mike. I think just because he did your show,
he could do something with that Target joke. I'm telling you.
You've lost your mind. If you want Tom Myers to talk to us, of course, you can go to supertip.gg/WATP and use our Supertip system to have an AI voice be part of the show. We encourage you to do that. Rocco Orb 2025 bucks says, so we offered her $300. Yeah, I've seen plenty of check videos with that premise. I know where this is going. Good point. And do you want another 200 on top of that? Because come with me. We can make it happen.
Yeah, I thought about that video because I didn't see her reach for it the way you did.
Yeah.
I was thinking more that she was like you with the flower guy, where she's like, I don't, whatever scam this is, I'm not interested, sir.
Wow, that could be it too. It's just like, oh, now, first I was going to be generous. Now you want to give me money. I don't like where this is going.
You just took my muffin. I don't want.
Do we know what this guy looks like? Is he a creepy looking dude?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that either because you don't see it's all first person in the videos. And I'm not going to do any more research on this. I've done enough research on
we
this
got
guy.
the gist of him. Yeah.
Yep,
now you know he's out there.
I'm good. Let's head over to TikTok.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
Over on TikTok, we introduced this a couple weeks ago. This trend started by Jules LeBron. Very demure, very mindful.
Yes.
And just saying, I know it's hilarious phrase. And just saying that got her to Hollywood, a Jimmy Kimmel show, and all this crazy shit going on.
Yep.
So I appreciate Mike doing a little follow-up segment. We should do this more often. Like, where are they now?
Yes. Let's flash forward 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where will they be?
I'm assuming that Jules has come up with 5 or 6 new catchphrases that everyone's saying around the dining room table.
This is where I know you talked about the Hawk Tua Girls podcast.
Yes.
Say what you want about her. She's doing something.
Yes.
And it's not, I know it's called Talk Tua, but it's not every sentence is, oh, what would we do? What are we doing in November as far as voting?
Spit on that thing.
On that thing.
Spit on that thing. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Apparently,
everything is this fucking catchphrase with this lady, whatever.
Yeah, I know. This guy really annoys the shit out of me. I mean, there is just nothing going on here. This is him showing off his long fingernails.
Yes.
You see how I do a very, very incy-bincy, tiny, short nail? I'm very demure. I don't do long, crazy nails like you girls with all these crazy, spooky, crazy designs. Real simple. Very, very demure. Very mindful with the nail.
Oh, she's
not crazy.
I mean, I want to channel my inner Chad Zumach. Just be like, it's over. It's a wrap. We got to shut this down. What are we doing?
Can't you just be a sexy woman on the internet? You know? Isn't that enough?
Isn't that enough for you, Jules? Jules LeBron has 2.2 million followers.
Really?
You know how many I have on TikTok? 1. I just started posting videos on TikTok. I have one follower.
There you go. Go follow Karl, guys. Let's get him
Thanks,
to 2.2 million.
Who are these podcasts? That's where you want to go. Oh wow, I have messages on there too. I just noticed I have some alerts on my TikTok. I'll have to check that out. All right. I'm sure that Jules has other things because Jules is still posting all these TikTok videos. There's got to be more to it
definitely.
than that.
Divas, someone came up to me right now. She's like, are you the very demure girl? Imagine I said no. Anyway, shirts are out. Link in my bio.
All right. This idiot is now wearing a shirt that says very demure on it and going through an airport hoping to get recognized. And then when he does get recognized, goes right to TikTok and says, guess what just happened to me? I got recognized.
Not quite to the same length, but kind of like we say about Daniel Alexander. Why not say to the person, like, hey, would you mind making a video with me? You know what I mean? Like, I like John Cirasani does. Take a page out of John Cirasani's book.
Right.
Like, at least prove it if you're going to post the video. Otherwise, don't post it. Like, if the person doesn't want to be in the video, whatever, it's not worth it to it. Also, I don't know if the T-shirt business is going to be the right lane for this person.
You didn't order your very demure shirt yet?
I personally didn't. I'm sure a few people did. I don't know if in, say, 2026 or
Mike,
October.
Let me ask you
people
this.
are going to be ordering those.
Let me ask you this, Mike. All right. I realize you're poo-pooing her whole business strategy.
Yeah.
But when you go out to Skankfest, do you wear a Blind Mike Project t-shirt around, hoping someone will be like, hey, wait a second. Are you Blind Mike from the Blind Mike Project?
T-shirt and hat, and I wear a Blind Mike Project mask, actually, on the plane. Just in case I get sick, you know?
Smart. All right. Yeah. That's a good strategy. Oh, let's see what else Jules is up to. Maybe she's got something else going on. I just said she for some reason.
I've been saying she too. It gets people angry, but it's just whatever.
I know. I can't. I can't with this thing. All right. So this is how I board my international flight to Milan in a demure manner is what's written on the video.
God, we got it.
You see how I board my international flight to Milan for Milan Fashion Week? Very demure, very mindful. Shirts in my bio.
Stop saying it.
Stop it.
We know it's your thing. Find something else. Find a second level.
So he was invited to Fashion Week, to wear a shirt that says very demure on it?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, well, let's see. One more. Maybe this will change my mind.
Trend. Yeah.
Maybe this will change my mind about things. So POV, wearing a dress.
Very demure, very mindful.
And it's every video is demure and mindful.
And I'll be honest.
I don't get it as a phrase. It's not a funny thing to say. I don't get it.
I'll be honest. I'm not even that mad at Jules. I'm more mad at the people who are filling up the comment section. There's 676 comments on that video that we just watched.
Right.
And M says, I've never been more happy to see someone win, and I'm so glad it's you, Queen.
And it's what happened. Like, if you watch documentaries about like Britney Spears and Paris Hilton, and like Britney Spears had a reason to be famous, by the way. So it's not exactly like that.
Right.
But like what happened to these people is you build them up and then tear them down. Like eventually people are just going to be laughing at this person and wondering why they ever thought they were famous. Because you made them believe that. It's not his fault. Like this person already has like some kind of mental illness.
Yeah, this person's mentally ill and wildly devoid of talent. Right. And you went, hey, you don't have any talent. Let's put you on all the shows and put the spotlight on you. And then they're like, all right, I'll do this thing that doesn't take any talent. And then you go, yeah, well, why do you keep doing that?
We're actually being nicer to him than anyone in the comments or Jimmy Kimmel or any of these people.
Yes, we're trying to shut it down. Shut it down. Yes. Willem says, I wrote very demure on my English test because I didn't know the answer. That got 51 likes. Oh. Bratz Doll Energy got 253 likes. This is insane. I mean, these people, someone, listen to what Co wrote in the comments. Very demure, very mindful. Like, why even take the time out of your day?
It's like the videos.
Oh my God. And you know how TikTok works, right? You don't sit there and watch a video. And I mean, that video is 6 seconds. In YouTube, you're watching a video for a length of time. Maybe you write a little comment underneath it, let people know what you're thinking about it. TikTok's just like next, go. These are short videos. People are taking the time to stop and write a comment like that.
In the time it takes to write the comment, you have to hear it 6 more times. Play in
Right.
the background.
The fuck?
Very demure, very mindful.
All right, you know what I need? I need someone to cheer me up. I need someone who actually has talent, who's on TikTok, who's going to remind me what laughter's all about. And that person is Dat Phan.
Oh, yeah.
This is the show. Why is this the show? It's at 1:30 p.m. 1:30. That's where the party's at. They should have swag bags there where they give out free vitamins. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, everybody on walkers and everything, you guys were a great show. Afterwards, we got B12 and magnesium in there. List if you have any allergies. Like in Vegas, they're doing God knows what, right? You might end up waking up in a dumpster. With us, we're doing shows where we go, maybe I can get hydrated with the fancy water. Me being edgy and just fancy is like, do you have Fiji? Look, I go fancy bottled water. I'm living the life. I should be in a fantasy island suit, my friend. I caught myself saying that to Katie before. I'm like, that's really good water. What is this brand?
Okay.
Just ends there?
Yeah.
What's the joke?
So he goes, he's doing the show at 1:30 in the afternoon. And he says, imagine if we gave out vitamins. What do you think that would be like? And then his next thing is, hey, here's some B12 and magnesium.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it would be
Well, 'cause
like.
they're all old people, you see.
That's what it would be like.
Yeah.
That's precisely, you nailed it. That's right.
Every post that Dat Phan has is like, oh my God, it's so crazy. I'm playing a terrible gig. Can you believe it? I did,
yeah, right.
I had a minor blip in comedy 21 years ago, and now the gigs I'm playing aren't that great. Who would believe that?
And get this, guys, I'm not actually very funny at all. And that's why I haven't actually gained an audience since I was on whatever stupid, what's it called?
Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing.
He mentions it in every video, believe me.
I also love that he goes, guys, this isn't Vegas. Vegas is crazy. Like, you know, when you wake up in a dumpster, you do?
Yeah. That's what I'll be doing on Friday.
Why do you wake up in a dumpster in Vegas? And listen, I'm a guy, I've seen all 3 Hangover movies, but I've also been to Vegas and I've got out a couple tears in Vegas. Never woken up in a dumpster. I'm not even sure how that scenario plays out.
I'll tell you about it next week after I'm done rooting around in the garbage.
Okay, yeah, we get it.
But like it's this weird thing where I think he thinks he's like taking the power away by being like, this gig's at 1 a.m. We wouldn't know about it, Dad. Like, sure, it's cool to make fun of it in the room because everyone knows you're there at 1. But like, for Matt Rife, it would be worth it to post this because you would be like, "Oh, Matt Rife is playing a gig at 1 to a bunch of old people. That's crazy." Dat Phan, like, that's kind of where his career should be.
That's a great point. If he did that in the room and people laughed because they're like, yeah, what is this? We're at a comedy show in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But you don't have to post that on TikTok because we're not in the room at 1:30 watching this comedy show.
You're just saying to us, like, hey, everyone, my career,
right.
my career's in the dumpster.
Look at what a loser I am. Like, yeah, no, we do. But thank you. Thanks for reminding us. Appreciate it. All right. Let's check out some more of his comedy stylings.
Oh, good.
He's got a great idea for a new tennis shoe.
Oh, yeah.
It's a backless tennis shoe. Is any man in here with me on this? A backless tennis shoe? Backless shoes, man.
It's just the same.
Why are you so against backless shoes?
You can't run. You can't play tennis. They're not tennis.
You know, okay, I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. I'm not gonna play no tennis. What do you think I am, rich? Done. So one day, you guys are gonna go out there, you're gonna see all of our shoes on the floor, and mine will be on a pedestal. backless.
You know what's so bad about that? First off, why would shoes be on a pedestal?
Right.
But also the word ped is right in there. Like you could have come up with something.
That's true.
You fucked it up, man.
Not only is there no like punchline to this, there's nothing funny about it, but there's also like no benefit to the invention. He's not like he's just saying backless tennis shoes. Wouldn't this be wildly inconvenient with no upside? Like, yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna have a mannequin with Kim Cattrall playing the mannequin.
I remember the movie.
Chris is like, he goes, I believe in God and football. The tennis shoe, but the back is like sandals. Who's with me? Huh? One Asian.
Why does it matter that they're Asian?
That's his thing, Mike. I'm actually impressed he hasn't talked about race in the last few video clips we've watched of him.
Oh, he did. I didn't send it.
Okay, fair enough.
He does a Vietnamese accent.
I'm not against backless tennis shoes. I'm against him trying to turn that into comedy.
There
That's
was
what I'm offended by.
you're wrong. He didn't do that. He didn't try to turn it into, he just kept saying backless tennis shoes over and over again and going, who's with me?
No. There was a movie reference from 1987,
That's
Mike.
true. There was
maybe
a
you
reference.
missed it. Sometimes if you know an actor who played a role in a movie from 87, that's very funny for people.
Kim Cattrall has nothing to do with tennis shoes, but she did play a mannequin, I guess.
So somebody in the comments writes, put your Crocs in sport mode with a laughing emoji. And Dat Phan replied to that with 3 different laughing emojis.
Oh, wow.
He's
going through all the stages of laughter.
What is the point of this? Why are people wasting their time with this? What is he doing?
That one has to be, that's the kind of guy, that's probably Dat from a different account saying like, hey, crazy. That feels like a Dat Phan joke, saying Crocs, you know?
Yeah, that's his tag that he didn't realize, and now he has it.
Yes.
The next time he does this bit, he's going to say that.
Yeah, right. It's like when you work on a special, and then like you put the special out, and you're like, damn, I could have put that Crocs line in there.
But I do like your theory that he's like Chad Zumach with different sock accounts going in there and like, wow, this is a great joke. And then he responds with a different account. Yeah, it was a really good one. Then you go, oh, yeah, I know. Thanks, guys.
That would not surprise me at all from him. It seems very Dat. And also, I've lived now 33 years, and I've never met anyone, nor do I ever want to, that would comment that on any sort of video. That would go, hey, put your Crocs in sport mode. Like, that person doesn't exist, I don't believe.
Okay. I think you're right about that. I think that's a made-up person that does not exist. You know who does exist? We like to go to Reddit and check out the zero COVID community.
Yeah.
There are still people who are freaked out about COVID. It's 2024, mind you.
Still very scary.
I would disagree with that, but this person would agree with you.
Imagine getting a cold now after all that.
This person would agree with you on those.
What if I told you that it's not a fucking contest?
Let me just put some context to this. This person is wearing blue lipstick, is fat.
Yeah, no, I pictured it.
With pigtails and short pink shorts.
Yep.
Blue glass, or glasses frames are blue. And she's responding to a comment that says, 3 times in 3 years isn't a lot. I've had it twice. And many, many people are on their 4th, 5th, 6th time with it. And even more.
What if I told you that even one mild asymptomatic case of COVID can wreak irreparable havoc onto your body? Just because you feel fine doesn't mean that you are fine. Congrats! If you've caught COVID once, you are now a part of my community, the immunocompromised community. That means it would behoove you to wear a fucking mask when existing in public spaces and sharing public air with public people. Stop collecting stamps on your COVID-19 cards. It's not a competition. Do better.
Wow.
Powerful.
What's is she referring to the vaccine cards?
No, I think she's, because people are
just
saying
in
like,
general, like
I've had
metaphorically.
COVID 3 times. I've had it
Gotcha.
4 times. Like, oh, neat. You've had it 4 times.
You know what I'm thinking as I'm watching this? I've never, knock on wood, I've not had COVID, at least that I know of. I've never tested positive for it or anything.
Okay.
Do you think I could get these people to believe I'm their messiah?
Yes. Mike,
I kind of want to try.
You can get them to believe anything.
Finally, people who
Fucking
respect
stupid.
me.
I have to say, this came in from Goss Goblin in our Discord. Thanks for sharing that with us. And that person is nuts.
Oh yeah, no, obviously. That I wish that zero COVID community subreddit.
Yeah.
I wish I don't know if they don't allow videos, but no one seems to post videos. You'd get so many more people like that. Like they should open up it to videos.
Yeah, I want to see what these people look like.
Yeah.
Because that woman is a crazy person.
Well,
I
very
I
well
like-
versed in healthcare, though.
I like that you can have one case that it's asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And it can wreak irreparable havoc onto your body. Is that true?
Well, then what should we do?
Yeah. So
if that's the case,
I didn't even know I had COVID, and now my entire body's fucked.
Then we should just live our lives. Then there's no point in protecting yourself. You're making
well,
the opposite argument.
Right. And also, can you cite a case study or an example of this? I've not heard of this. This sounds ludicrous.
Ivermectin is bad for you.
Yes. Well, we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Remember when you couldn't talk about that on YouTube? I know I made too big of a deal of it at the time, but censorship is real.
I was the same way where I got very into there was a time early on. A lot of you guys probably didn't know I existed yet. But early on in the Blind Mike project, I would rant and rave about Dr. Peter McCullough and Robert.
Yeah.
Like, listen to what these people are saying.
Yes, me too. I know.
And then I was like, no one wants to hear this from me. What am I doing?
Right. Yeah. I'm not the authority on this. I'll let Joe Rogan do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can have him on the show. All right. Let's switch gears. Robo Shitstain MK9000 posted this in our Discord. And this is going to be good because we're going to get some tips. Now, Mike, you're flying out Thursday to Vegas. You know, guys like you and me, we like to enjoy ourselves during the ball game.
Sure.
Have some, my wife made us some great chili last night. We had the friends over, eating some chili with some those scoop chips.
Excellent.
Get the chili and the cheese and the sour cream and
Very nice.
really enjoy that. So, we pack out some LBs, especially
Sure.
during the football season.
Sure.
And these seats on these airplanes.
Boy, I'll tell you.
They're just not big enough for us.
That's true.
So how, Mike, do we get more room for ourselves?
I'd like to
these-
find out.
on these flights?
Here's how to fly with an extra seat for free with Southwest's customer of size policy. First option is to purchase an additional seat ahead of time and call after the flight to get it refunded. You'll do this by purchasing an additional ticket that's almost identical to the first one, but you add XS in the middle name to denote it's an extra seat. You could also call customer service to have them book the tickets for you. The second option is to ask a customer service agent for an additional seat once you're at your departure gate. You'll run the risk of the flight being full for this one, but it won't cost you anything out of pocket. Happy and comfortable flying.
So according to this enormous woman, Southwest has a policy that if you purchase a second seat and you put XS, extra seat, as your middle name, then you can purchase that. Because, like when you buy a airplane ticket, you have to put in the name and the date of birth. They check that at TSA. Yeah. It's the whole thing. But if you put in that XS, it just means I'm buying two tickets because I'm a fatty bobatty. But then she says you can demand a refund afterwards and they'll give you your money back.
Isn't it just fraud? You're putting in the wrong...
It sounds like fraud, and she said that's their policy. I have to say two things here. First off, I love this policy because I don't want to sit next to the fattest person in the world and have to sit in my fucking seat. So I'd prefer them to have 2 or 3 seats for themselves.
Sure.
But secondly, doesn't this increase the cost for the rest of us, though, too? If fat people get 2 seats and I get 1?
Keep doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is, here's probably the reason that I'm a fat person, is that I'm listening to this video and saying, halfway through, I'm like, well, I'll just never do this. This is way too much work.
I heard Mike, you go, yeah, it's too complicated. I'm tapping out.
I'd just rather be uncomfortable for 5 hours. It's not a big deal.
It's funny. I like the idea that you're this obese person who goes up. And listen, I've definitely gone up to the desk there where the gate is.
Yeah.
And, I ask for certain things like, hey, can I get upgraded or whatever it is. I'm no stranger to talking to those people. the last thing I would do is say, listen, I'm enormous. So could you just like give me an extra seat so that I could just like have 2 seats on the flight?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you'd ask that.
No, what you do is you bring a white cane with you and make them feel bad for you. And they're like, sir, don't worry about it.
Oh, this is smart. What if someone was club-footed? I got to think this through.
I've been telling people, bring a blind man's cane to the airport if you can get away with it. As a blind man, I'll allow you to. It's like my N-word pass that I give people. Like, go for it. I'll look the other way. It's not a big deal.
You have told me many times that TSA treats you differently.
Yes, they're a little
you're
rude,
a blind person.
a little disrespectful. But they talk to my girlfriend and say, "Will he be okay?" Like they point at me,
like
and
they
I'm
think you can't hear.
I can respond. I can.
That's pretty funny. Let's get caught up real quick. A couple super chats came in here. Let's see what's doing.
Yay, super chats.
Dennis in East Boston. Mike, love all the Blind Mike Project content lately / long episodes. I agree.
Thank you, buddy.
He's killing it on Blind Mike, and I enjoy. You know what I do? I get my podcast up Sunday mornings, and my podcast platform, Megaphone, takes for fucking ever. I swear to God, it takes an hour to upload a show. I mean, the upload's very fast, but then it has to process it, and it just takes forever. It just sits there processing forever. So I sit there and I wait for that to happen. And I'm watching Blind Mike during it, so I'm not in a bad mood. But then I go for a nice little bike ride around the city, my earbuds in, and that's all me and Mike just riding around the city together, just having a good old time. Sometimes Craigers is there, sometimes Casey Day.
Next time, I'll remember that now, and I'll talk just to you.
Oh, that would be amazing. You know what has happened to me many times, which is so weird?
What's that?
I'll be like out riding my bike, and I'm listening to like Drew Lane. And then I get a phone call from Drew Lane. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Drew? I was just listening to you. What's going on? Like,
I know.
This has happened to me for multiple podcasters that I listen to that I'm now friends with. And they just like call me while I'm listening to them.
What a charmed life.
It is crazy. It is very, very odd the way that works out. DS Koopa $2 says podcast is very diminutive. PP energy, very mindless. Okay. Trying out some new things. I like it. I can get down with that. Rocco Orby 2002 $2 says, coincidentally, Southwest is in financial trouble. Yeah, go figure. I wonder
totally
why.
Unrelated.
Yes. I wonder why. Although Southwest was the only airline in the U.S. that didn't have problems when that Microsoft glitch happened a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Because they're using, I think it's Windows 3.1 or Windows 98. They have a 30-year-old operating system that's running all of their airplanes, which is amazing.
Oh, hey, you knock it, and then something like that happens.
Why not? Yes, it ain't broke, don't fix it, they say. Carl's Frosted Tips $2 says, Carl, I like the night shows. Keep it up high, Mike. Yeah, I was going to ask. Look at us. Prime time on a Tuesday night, different time. I usually have band practice at this time, but we canceled that so we could do this. And I do enjoy the prime time placement of this. I don't know what we're up against. I know that we want to be consistent. We want to do Thursdays at 6 that people usually tune in for. That's what they know us for. But this will be there if people want to watch it.
You know what I say? Find us when you're ready. I dare.
Why do you say it like that? It seems so angry about it.
Well, they don't get to dictate when I do shows, you know?
No.
You gotta bully them, poke them in the chest a little.
You know what? That's a good point. These people work for us. We don't work for them.
Oh, $1. Wherever will I spend it?
I'll try not to spend it all in one place. Now, you for once, well, this is the first time in probably a month or two. You didn't send me any woke dad clips.
Probably more than that, yeah.
It's been a while.
I was like, well, we just did a show Thursday. Like, maybe this is the week I let Daniel Alexander stretch his legs a little bit. There'll be a ton when we come back.
Yep.
And then you aroused me with a little tease before the show.
Sitting in my mobile coffee shop, making videos about my transvestite children for TikTok.
So what's happening here is there's a couple of people, especially Record Lover, who's a big fan of yours, doesn't like me, but he's in our Discord.
Well, thank you, buddy.
And Record Lover is going back to the archives of Daniel Alexander, the shoe fits, woke dad, whatever you want to call him on TikTok there. And he's finding these older videos, which are kind of interesting. Kind of like how I'm going back and watching Stuttering John from 2018 or listening to his show. Now let's put things into perspective, knowing where we're going to get to. Like what happened. It's like the prequels of Star Wars. Everyone loved that.
Yes.
So what's the Jar Jar Binks character?
Yeah, because like with Stuttering John, on some level, we knew who he was. We don't know anything about this guy.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. So this is him from last year's Pride Parade. I believe him and the kids and his girlfriend, we'll call her Slam Piece, they all head down to the big city to go to the Pride Parade.
Guys, we made it to New York. We're here for the Pride Parade. I
just want to mention there's this. So Daniel's wearing his like Pride pins. He's got like a gay shirt on. I think I'm using that term correctly. It's a gay shirt. And then there's a guy behind him who's his buddy in a pink shirt and a cape with like a rainbow thing holding the cape on.
I almost said very demure. Very cool.
So I don't know. I think that Record Lover thought that maybe these two were an item. It's possible. I don't know what's going on.
Also, he lives in New York. I don't think I realize he means the city, but I don't think you get to be like, we made it to New York.
Well,
it's the state you live in.
It is a drive, Mike. I'll be honest with you. It's a bit of a drive.
Guys, we made it to New York. We're here for the Pride Parade. I'm here with Pastor Shane. And today...
Well, that's his pastor.
Pastor Shane.
Pastor Shane.
Is he religious? That would shock me.
Yes, I think he is. He's there with Pastor Shane.
Interesting.
Huh.
And today, love wins. Oh, the kids are here too. And I wish I could show them on camera because they are so excited. This is a good day.
Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
The kids don't make any sound?
No. They are to be seen and not heard. Like,
is there a chance they don't exist?
Well, I actually have a video coming up. Before Daniel was concerned about showing his kids on his TikToks.
Yeah.
We did get to see one of his kids on his TikToks.
Oh, okay. All right.
So at least one of them exists. Could you imagine?
Thank God he's exposed them before.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if this was like a Psycho scenario? It's all just made up.
If the kids never existed.
Wow. That would be a twist. That would be a twist on par with Aaron Imholt. And his whole fucking crazy theory, just like, wait, this is what was going on all along. I had no idea. I want that to be true now. That'd be great. There's no ex-wife. There's no kids.
I imagine someone sending me like school rosters and like his kids aren't in it. I'm just like going through files. I'm like, no, they must exist.
Yeah, we turned into Alex Jones of Daniel. We got a bombshell information coming in today. Daniel Jones, Dan Alexander doesn't have kids.
They're turning our kids straight.
They're turning our kids straight. It's the fluoride in the water. All right, so now we're going back to March of 2022. And March of 2022. Now, if you remember, March of 2020 is when the lockdown orders came down on us in New York and a lot of places.
I've heard.
Where they said, we're not going anywhere anymore. And if you do go somewhere, you better fucking wear a mask. We're 2 years past that. And this is what he was doing on his TikTok.
So a super, super long time ago, I made a promise to myself, and I've kept this promise just about my entire life. And the promise is that I am never going to do anything just because it's the cool thing to do or because everybody else is doing it. I'm wearing my mask because science. And that's it.
Oh. He's alone in his car wearing a cloth mask because of science.
Why isn't he wearing it now then?
Not science fiction.
Science still exists.
I like the comments too. Mary says science for the win. Lisa says science, exclamation point. King Porkchop. What science didn't know, you was a comedian. What?
You know what's interesting? I would like to ask people like Daniel Alexander or the mainstream media or any of these people that talked like this back a couple of years ago. I'd like to show them the video of the girl we watched a few minutes ago and be like, well, what do you think of this now?
Yeah.
Is she crazy or is that normal? Like, what do you make of this? 'Cause
Well,
that's how you sounded in 2022 still.
I was just listening to Dr. Drew on a show, and Dr. Drew was going back and rehashing everything that happened during the pandemic. If you remember, and I was following this very closely, Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla and a lot of these guys, Dr. Drew was going, guys, we got to trust Fauci. We got to listen to the authorities on this. We got to figure out how we're going to get through this pandemic. And then slowly but surely, Dr. Drew came around and went, none of this makes sense. I don't know why we're wearing a mask and we're 6 feet apart. This isn't scientific. This isn't science. None of this is science. This is, people are just making this as like dogma. They're just making this shit up, and we're all just going abiding by it for no fucking reason. And so science, and this is the point that Drew made on the show, science is never settled. This thing is like, look at it, guys. I do this because that's science. Like, well, no, science is all about doubting things and then trying to figure out if it's true or not, and if it's a law or not,
Right.
through experimentation.
Yeah.
And these assholes who treat it like it's a religion, like Daniel Alexander, just like, guys, what are you, not a science guy? Because I am, and that's why I wear a mask by myself in my car in 2022.
Not to get too in the weeds on this, but Patrick Bet David hosted a debate between Dave Smith and Chris Cuomo.
Yes, I saw it. Yeah, it's great.
Dave Smith was excellent. And
Yes.
the whole point of that was Dave Smith calling out Chris Cuomo for being like, well, no, you basically called us terrorists for going
Yes.
outside.
Right.
And now you're saying you weren't wrong. But what's going on here? Like, you're not wrong, but you overreacted. Why aren't you admitting what happened with all of this? And that's what I'm talking about with like Daniel Alexander. Like, you made a video like this where you're like, well, it's science, you fucking idiots. You people are all wrong. And then you just kind of moved on, and no one ever mentioned that was weird.
That is a great video. Chris Cuomo will not admit. He kind of admits it a little bit, but he changes what he said, and they're like,
He does
which
it
is
in a
great.
weird
They're
way,
like, well,
yeah.
play the tape. Here it is. This is you saying this thing you just said you didn't say.
Yeah. No,
It's
David
very
was great
funny.
in that.
Yeah, very good. But I'm not a scientist, and I don't claim to be a scientist. However, I did take science courses when I was back in school, and I do not remember learning about wearing a mask by yourself in your car to avoid the transmission of viruses.
No, I missed that day as well.
Okay. So that wasn't taught in science. Fair enough. Let's go back even further. September of 2021.
Interesting.
And this is what I was referring to earlier. One of his kids is at the salon getting their hair did.
Oh.
And this kid is getting one half of their hair dyed red. This is some crazy shit right here. This is how you know that Dan's a cool dad. Like, I didn't grow up with a cool dad. If only Daniel Alexander was my father. Who knows what kind of freak flag I'd be flying.
Imagine how gay Karl would be then.
Yeah, right. Be way beyond just doing it.
So a super, super long time ago,
That's the wrong video.
Oh, boy.
That's the video we just watched. That's not. Oh, shit. I copied down the wrong link.
Pull it together, Hamburger.
Ah, fuck me. I got to go find the link now because I copied down the wrong one. But while I'm doing that, this is from December 2020.
Oh, God.
And in December of 2020, he was doing a duet with another TikToker named MandaBear27.
Okay.
And spoiler, I think this is his girlfriend.
Oh.
I think this is his slam piece.
Oh, boy.
That's the plan. Rule the world, you and me, any day. Love your hair.
What?
No, I love the air. Anyway.
What is that? Is that a Disney song or something, I imagine?
I guess so.
They're very cute, those two.
I'll tell you what it is. It's something that's really cool for adults to be into. Is what it sounded like.
Is that your takeaway from that?
Yeah.
You might be wrong.
Oh.
About
I find that hard to believe.
All right, let me find this this other video because then I have a pretty cool reveal that's
good.
coming up. Ah, here it is. Here it is, right
Thank
here.
God.
All right. So this is what I was setting up with the kiddo getting the cool haircut.
Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright.
The caption on this is, "Dad let you do what?"
Actually, she specifically said not to do this, but
So then you see the kid in there. The kid's wearing a mask because it is 2021, but you can see the kid getting half the hair dyed red. And I love the hashtags on here. He writes, JK, we had full permission to rock this hair dye.
Oh,
so
good.
it wasn't
Thank
like he
God.
was doing that against that. What does he call his the mom of his
Doesn't
children?
he call her, like,
A
psychotic?
narcissist? Yeah.
Yeah, narcissist
Yeah.
is one thing. But, like, yeah, he speaks very ill of her, which that was my first thought when I heard a video where it's like, Mama's not going to like this. It's like, yeah, no, we'll hear about it in divorce court.
Right, yes. Can't wait to see the papers. So here are the hashtags for that. Hashtag cosplay dad. Hashtag dads of TikTok. Hashtag parents of TikTok. Hashtag cosplay.
Nice. Make sure you get all the eyeballs you can on your kid.
Yeah, I know. What's he doing? It's so weird. So he's obviously learned not to show his children on there anymore. Now, this is exciting. This is the last thing I wanted to show you that I found in our Discord. There is a brand new TikTok account. It is called Woke Dad.
Oh, really?
Someone has created a Woke Dad account, and they post to Woke Dad's TikToks, but with different captions on them. Oh, no, it's gone.
What?
I just watched this before the show, and now it's gone. I wonder if Woke Dad took action on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is this... Let me see if his channel's nuked. I wonder if Dan Alexander found this. Okay, here it is. It's still here.
Okay, thank God.
So, why was the video gone?
You're in trouble with these links.
I am failing. It's a Tuesday. I'm not used to it. Okay, here's the video. Dan is getting dressed up for a Renaissance fair.
Of course.
And
you're not going to believe this. I was getting ready to go to the Ren Fair with my kids. Obviously, I'm getting ready to go to the Ren Fair with my kids. And getting my costume on. I only wear this once a year. So I go through that normal, like, have I gained weight over the year? Will my kilt actually fit? We'll see if it buttons. Okay, we got it on, and I started to, take my wallet out and stuff and put it in the different pouches on the kilt and my side bag for the Ren Fair. And I reached into one of my pockets, and I pulled out these. For most of the world, you know exactly what these are. And I must have needed to bring these last year for some reason. I mean, you can extrapolate what that reason is. But I thought to myself, okay. And I put them back in my pocket, just in case somebody needs them. Because if you're a grown adult, feminine hygiene products, menstrual products, not feminine specific, menstrual products are normal. So grow the hell up if you're upset about this. You're not going to believe
So he
this.
pulled out tampons and maxi pads.
So I got tampons in my bag from last year. And don't make fun of me about it.
And the caption that Woke Dad put on here is that Renaissance Fair tampons and pads matches Dan perfectly. It's a good way to sum up who this guy actually is. For
Interesting.
Sure.
This could expose him to a whole new audience.
I love that. I'm following Woke Dad.
Yes, thank you, sir.
On TikTok. I love that
doing good
that
work
exists. Now, do you remember my girl Rachel, who has Tourette's, and I thought was very attractive with very big boobs? I followed her on her whatever OnlyFans thing that she had, and was unimpressed and unfollowed her.
Sure.
Still a write-off, but I was kind of bummed about it. Well, I just saw a video that she posted just today, just moments before we started the show. And she said something at the end of this. Now, what she's doing, I guess there's a guy who's calling her out in the comments for posing on the internet for guys' enjoyment.
Like a slut?
Right.
Yeah.
And so she takes offense to this. And what she does is the John Sarasani thing. She looks up who this person is, exposes them, shows the photo of him. This guy turns out to be a police officer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so the reason why I played this is because she says something at the end of this video. I'm just going to scroll right to the end. I found this fascinating.
Oh my God! How did you know? I want nothing more in this world than to be viewed merely as an object for men.
Whatever they would like. They should never ever be told that just because they like to feel confident and beautiful and sexy, that it takes away from what they went through. I don't think I have to say much else, but I hope you have the day you deserve, Ben Spartan.
That was very quiet. I hope you could hear that. She just said, I hope you have the day you deserve.
Oh, no, it's catching on.
Is that a saying now? Because that's what Woke Dad says to assholes he doesn't like.
Oh, God. I hope he doesn't have it trademarked.
That's crazy right there. I couldn't believe because I'm just like watching Rachel. Like, what's Rachel up to? I haven't seen her in a long time, so I'm watching this. And I get to the end of this 2-minute video. She says, I hope you have the day you deserve.
It does feel like woke speak that he probably picked up somewhere. You know?
Yeah, there's a milieu.
Yeah.
Where that's coming from. I think you're right about that.
Yay, super chats.
Did we hear this one? Yeah, I think so. Karl, I like the nice shows. Keep it up high, Mike.
Hello.
Matthew Rowley coming in with $5. I know Matthew Rowley has a his own song somewhere on here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the amazing super chat, Matthew Rowley. This gift lifts WATP spirits even more than watching 3 hours of Corndiff 3D printing a trombone when you can't sleep.
$5. He says, nice. I get entertained by Blind Mike while stuck at work. There. Are you happy, Karl? I didn't go out of my way to say you suck this time. Oh, You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I like Blind Mike too. It's okay to enjoy Blind
Hey,
Mike.
guys, come on.
It's too much. I come buckets, $5. Mike is loyal to the goal. The most respectable trait in a person. He shoots ropes for sure. Somber skull drop if possible. You got it, buddy. Oh, wait. No, you know what? I have smug skull drop. That's what I have on here.
Good enough.
Let's hear this.
Go.
So
I haven't heard from I Come Buckets in a while. It's good to hear
I
from
know. It is good to hear from I Come Buckets. Thank you for that. Radish is a member for 4 months. Thank you. He says Steel Toe is maybe almost as straight as Woke Dad is gay. Also, I found out what Streamlabs is, but I'm keeping that one for myself.
No, come on, please tell us.
We don't know what Streamlabs is. I'm not familiar with Streamlabs. Is that something from the 90s? Is that like AIM? Like, how do you want to communicate? AIM or Streamlabs? I don't know.
Streamlabs. Yeah, it's weird. I've said it so many times and I've never thought to look into what it is.
I think it's old school. Anyway, Tracy, member for 2 months, says, I know I sound like a broken record, but can't get enough of Karl saying bizarre card party. All the hard R words. There's more, but I'm blanking. Oh, whenever I say bizarre card party, when I say hard R's.
You say it weird?
I don't know.
Say it again.
No. Dance monkey, no. That's not what I'm here for, Mike. Jack Sampson, $5 says, I hate that Stuttering John has taken your life-affirming catchphrase of just do it and tries to use it against you. I know.
That's my favorite part, is you happen to say it in the video he played. It's not a thing. You have a few crutches.
I do.
And he hasn't picked up on those.
No.
It's just a thing you happen to say in a video he happened to watch.
And he loves it. He says it 20 times an episode now.
Just
it's incredible. It's incredible.
Joey Herbs is gay.
Okay. Thanks, Joey C, for weighing in. I appreciate it, Mike. We do have a couple of voicemails coming in.
Excellent.
Who are these.com is where you can go to find our phone number. Leave us a voicemail. Let us know that it's for Who Are These Socials, because I do use it for Who Are These Podcasts and Who Are These Broadcasters as well.
Hey, Karl. Hey, Mike. Love the Patreon crossover episode. I just wanted to say it's crazy to me that Aaron will use gay in a derogatory term. Be like, oh, that's fucking gay. But then he'll legitimately say pretty please on his show when he's begging for money. He's a really pathetic loser. Anyway, goal.
Well said. Did he say goal to sign off? Goal to you, sir.
Goal!
and goal to you. Thank you. Yeah, when he was saying pretty please with sugar on top, like, maybe that's not the way to go with this begging.
That one, it was a few weeks ago. Remember when you and I talked about him on our crossover show or something?
Yeah,
or maybe
that's
on
what we're talking
WATP?
about. Yeah.
And then I was like, I hope I don't have the same clips. And I knew it wasn't, because I was like, if Karl played me a clip where he was going, money, 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 I would remember that.
Right. It was so funny. I remember we played stuff on my show, and then you were doing your show, and you're like, fuck, I think I grabbed the same things. It's like a totally different segment, but pretty much all the same shit.
You're doing the same horse shit.
Yes.
AWATS. It's Milton Berle. I just wanted to shoot my shot because I know he listens. Woke Dad, you're definitely a pedophile. But Carl, your gay face reminded me. Mike, I was on my lunch break and I smoked a fag, and you got to see how fast those boys run when you pull out a pistol.
Whoa.
Anyways, have a great night.
That classic Milton Berle humor. I
I
remember.
was going to say it doesn't sound British. Oh, it's not British. Okay. Now I see what's going on here. I will not stand for that kind of talk on here. The only kind of talk I want to have on here is blindmike.net. That's the kind of talk that I'm into.
Yes, thank you. Why You Laughing? The next couple Why You Laughings coming out are we reviewed Norm Macdonald's Ridiculous, his album from about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Did an episode. I like it.
I know.
Oh, okay.
You're the biggest Norm Macdonald fan on the planet. I could imagine listening to Why You Laughing and just be like, yeah, you kind of missed on this one, guys. But
I
maybe
almost
we'll
went
get it next
along
time.
with it and was like, okay, I'm gritting my teeth.
That's hilarious.
We have that. We have Martin Mull coming up. And then after that, we're going to do, finally, we're going to do a George Carlin episode. His 1972 album, Class Clown.
Wow,
So,
all right.
Look for those coming up. A couple of them are already on Patreon. And for YouTube members, if you want to get a little early access to that, become a member. And Blind Mike Project, we just did 3 hours on Sunday. So go check that out.
Excellent. Yes, definitely check out the Blind Mike Project and Why You Laughing. Who Are These Socials? If you're listening to this, you can see us on YouTube, on the Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel every Thursday at 6. Not this week, but every other week.
Yeah.
Mike's going to be in Vegas at Skankfest. And if you're watching this, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. We have we put this out as an audio podcast, and it's great for your gay bike ride around the city with your yellow shoes and pink helmet.
That's right.
Or yellow helmet and pink shoe, whatever it is.
Whichever it was.
That KB does that John makes fun of. Because he's definitely not homophobic. Also, whoarethese.com is where you want to go for all things Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Broadcasters, Who Are These Socials. And if you want to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Who Are These Podcasts, we do the crossovers with Mike that we did earlier this month. I just put out, as I've mentioned a couple times now, another episode of Living in the Past with Stuttering John. The great thing about this one is that we got to the episode that was the first episode I ever listened to of the Stuttering John podcast. That was episode 109 of Who Are These Podcasts that launched everything. This was the episode that my buddy Kevin and I sat down and went, this guy's bragging about playing trumpet in second grade. What is going on with this guy? And from there, a star was born. The Dabbleverse. That was the beginning of the Dabbleverse.
It'd be great if you went back and listened and you were like, you know what? In hindsight, not that bad.
What's great about it, that's not what happened today.
This is pretty good, actually.
What's great about it is I didn't pull the same clips. The stuff that we made fun of him for when we first listened to it, we were like blown away that this is how this guy thinks and acts. But now, in the context of everything that's happened with the Dabbleverse, I pulled different clips that you can't believe the things that he was saying back then.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so different than what he talks about now. So yeah, well, it's up on our Patreon. I'll put out the audio tomorrow.
Excellent.
Yes,
Check it out.
so you can check that out. But yes, if you're on our Patreon, if you're a YouTube member, the link's under the community tab, and you can watch that. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. Thanks for tuning in at a special time on a Tuesday. We appreciate all of you. Mike, let's get out of here.
Have the day you deserve, everyone.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. Like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize. Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Karl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?